I think there is, if he was a New York Met, I think that alleviates some of the concern because he's got Kodai Senga as a guy to look up to, as a guy to acclimate with. And I think it feels like, at least under the radar, they've already had some conversations, and it seems like they know each other. Would I be worried about him acclimating? Not necessarily. The guy's got great stuff. Is a guy that I think the Mets will pursue and should pursue. And I'm not going to go out on a limb and say I'm expecting the Mets to land him, but I'd be surprised if the Mets were not one of the last two teams or the team to land him here, and I'd love to see him in a Mets uniform.
Yeah, I'll go out on a limb. I'll be crushed if they don't get him. It's Yamamoto or bust. Tony, how much does losing Billy Eppler affect the Mets' relationship with Yamamoto?
It's a factor. I don't think it's a major factor, but Billy Eppler obviously has scouted Yamamoto in person and has a long history from Shohei Ohtani down to Kodai Senga of landing some of these Japanese pitchers and convincing them to come here. I think it's more of a factor in terms of how far do the Mets go to land this guy versus does Yamamoto want to come here? Because ultimately, Yamamoto is going to go where he feels most comfortable in terms of city. He's going to go who offers him the most money. Are the Mets going to be the team to offer him the most money? That's something where Billy Eppler would be a good resource and say, guys, this is where I think he falls on that spectrum from Shohei Ohtani to Kodai Senga to whoever else you want to put on that list. This is where I think we should set our limits at. You could probably say Billy Eppler is pretty good at that. They're not going to have that resource, but he also has scouted him several months ago, and that knowledge is in the Mets organization.
Yeah, I don't want to throw shade at Billy, but I don't think it's a huge factor here because I think money is going to be the biggest factor. Right. And the idea that Kodai Senga has thrived here so far in his time in New York, and I think that Yamamoto will be able to look at that and see that that's a possible path for him as well. Look, I don't think that Billy Eppler was the magic key to getting this incredible Japanese star to be here. I don't think Ohtani signed with the Angels because of Billy. I think he signed because of Artem Moreno bucks and because of geography and because he wanted to position himself a little bit as the other answer in Southern California to the Dodgers. So, you know, would it have been better for the Mets to have Eppler still in the fold to pursue this guy? Probably, but I don't think it's a huge deal.
Yeah, the bottom line is there's no world in which Yamamoto is saying, well, the Mets are offering $50 million less, but Billy Eppler's there, so I'm going to go there.
Yeah, right.
And bottom line is Mets need pitching. He's the best one available. Go get him.